Dave Revson, Howard Griffith, Gerry DiNardo. We are in East Lansing, which is stop number 7 on our tour, halfway through the league, and we've done it in such a logical way, haven't we? I mean, we really planned this trip out well.
We always do.
Yeah, we did. So we've done the entire East at this point. We have seen all 7 teams in the East. We're going to head back to Chicago later today, and then we will go to the West Division. So it seems like a logical time to reflect a little bit on what we've seen. I'm interested from each one of you, the most memorable thing you've seen on our tour of the East.
Well, I'd go back out east to Rutgers, and really I was unsure of exactly what to expect there with Chris Ash taking over. But what I saw was a talented team, particularly in the offense and defensive line, physically much bigger than I thought they were, or I remember them from last year. And that's going to be important for those guys because they're going to want to power the football as far as the run game is concerned, and they're going to want to try to stop the run. So I think I was really surprised that they have that level of talent and they've gotten that big over a year.
Yeah, I'm with you on Rutgers. That jumped out at me how good their roster is, and I think Chris Ash will do a really good job with that. But I go back to the 3 schools that are talked about at the top of the East Division: Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State. Ohio State's always reloaded. They've always had more talent than any other team in the Big Ten, going back to the 70s. I mean, they're in Ohio, which is the best state in the footprint. They've always recruited. You look at what's happening with Michigan. Rich Rodriguez and then Brady Hoke, but Brady recruited well. Jim has added on to that, and they are very talented. And then today, Howard, Michigan State. Maybe for the first time or maybe the second time, elite recruits being added to a really good program. And so my biggest takeaway is I can't remember the last time you could say Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State could all win the Big Ten. And nowadays, it's just the Big Ten East.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about the East. One of the things that would stand out, and it was really about the quarterback battles. And I talk about, you need to have an outstanding quarterback to really compete for a championship. But you look here at Michigan State. They're going to be fine, whichever direction. And that ended up being the theme. Penn State the same way. Michigan's going to be fine. These teams are moving in the right direction. There's no question about it. So the quarterback question is not such a big deal for me as it was maybe 2 weeks ago after seeing some of these teams play.
Right, despite the uncertainty of not knowing exactly who it will be,
right.
I think we can look at virtually all of these situations and say, well, they have an answer. They might have multiple answers, and we'll just see which direction they go. I think that kind of speaks to a bigger point that I would use to encompass all 7 of the teams, which is this division, everyone knows where they're going right now as a football program. You guys talk about Rutgers. I think a really good hire in Chris Ash, who's going to bring a good defense to Rutgers, something they haven't had, but will recruit that New Jersey area and try to keep guys home. Maryland is a recruiting job as well, and they hired a dynamic one in DJ Durkin. We've seen Indiana make strides under Kevin Wilson. They know who they are. They have an identity. They're trying to figure out the defensive part, but they know how good they are offensively. James Franklin is recruited well. Can he build at Penn State? And then, of course, these top 3 programs that are in about as good a shape as they could possibly be. So to me, it's just broadly, wow. I mean, this is an impressive division because everyone has figured out who they want to be.
Right,
no doubt.
That's going to do it for us. We head west next, and again, our reflections each and every stop along the way. Follow us on BTN.com, on social media, and of course every day on BTN Live.